Welcome to the Fantasy Audiobook. Dragon Ball. Infinite Combat Power Enhancement System. Chapter 41. Raditz really didn't know Kakarot's strength, but he could guess that it was definitely above 300,000, which might be comparable to or even surpass Frieza's 530,000 combat power. The higher Kakarot's combat power, the more fulfilling his life would be. Although, on Earth, you can't fight carefree like in the universe, but daily life is really good. It's cool. If you want to vent your fighting, you can find Piccolo or Krillin Yamcha. If you don't feel good, go to Kakarot, and it's very exciting to fight. After another 10 years, Kakarot's 3 sons will grow up. I will educate them well. After all, they are all my nephews, ha ha ha. No, I can't let Kakarot have a wife and a son. I have to find one too. In 4 years, Sun Wukong, Bulma, Chi-Chi, and Blue each gave birth to a son. The first child was Chi-Chi. Sun Wukong specially named the first son Sun Gohan, still the original Sun Gohan. Bulma was the second child, born a year after Chi-Chi gave birth to Sun Gohan, and was named Sun Goku. Then, a month later, Blue was born, named Sun Goten. This year, Sun Gohan is 3 years old, and Sun Goku and Sun Goten are both 2 years old. The 3 children have been trained by Son Goku since they were 1 year old. They all have Saiyan blood, and their levels are not low. They are all high-level warrior blood. Moreover, the talents of mixed blood Saiyans are even stronger. Until now, Son Gohan's combat power is a terrifying 150,000. 150,000 at the age of 3 is simply terrifying. Son Goku and Son Goten, one is 80,000 and the other is 70,000. They can both hold Vegeta, who now has a combat power of more than 20,000, with one hand. In addition to Son Goku's 3 sons, there is also the Saiyan Raditz. The strongest person at present is none other than Piccolo, whose combat power has reached 13,000, only 2,000 lower than Raditz, but the difference of these 2,000 is still very large. The second is Krillin, with a combat power of 8,000, which is the same as the current Nappa. The third is Tien Shinhan, with a combat power of 7,000. The fourth is Yamcha, with a combat power of 6,300. The fifth is Jiaozi, with a combat power of 4,500. As for Master Roshi, he has not slacked off in the past 4 years. He has been practicing secretly and has barely reached a combat power of 1,800. Relying on these Z warriors alone, they can easily defeat Vegeta and Nappa who invaded the Earth. There is no need for Sun Wukong, who has a combat power of over 100 million, to take action. Sun Wukong sat on the toilet in the WC, looking at the system interface as usual, allocating the combat power stored for 4 years. In the past 4 years, Sun Wukong did not slack off like before, and did not strengthen his training. Morning, noon and evening, 1, Saitama style, exercise each time, it is really enough to strengthen the training. After all, he still has to take time to teach Gohan, Goku, Goten, Raditz, Krillin, Tien Shinhan, Jiaozi and others, and play with Bulma, Chi-Chi, and Blue every day. He has to hand in homework every once in a while, and he has to do it. But it's okay, with his Saiyan physique, there is no problem handing in 10 homeworks every day. I wanted to ask Frieza to help me transform into a Super Saiyan 4 years ago, but I was so busy that I forgot about it. Well, there's no rush, we can go anytime. Let Frieza have some fun first. Name: Sun Wukong. Race: Saiyan. Age: 22. Combat power: 472 million. Each step increases combat power by 10 points, automatically enabled. Each breath increases 10 points of combat power, automatically enabled. Each exercise increases combat power by 11 points, automatically enabled. Every hour of sleep increases combat power by 12 points, automatically enabled. System level: 9,0500 million combat power. Storage combat power: 1.22 billion. Yes, with a combat capability of 1.2 billion, my efforts are worth it. Start allocating. Name: Sun Wukong. Race: Saiyan. Age: 22. Combat power: 1.192 billion. Each step increases combat power by 11 points, automatically enabled. Each breath increases combat power by 11 points, automatically enabled. Each exercise increases combat power by 12 points, automatically enabled. Every hour of sleep increases combat power by 13 points, automatically enabled. System level 10/0/1 billion combat power. Storage combat power 0. My normal fighting power can compete with the perfect form of Cell. If I become a Super Saiyan, I can pin Lightning Cell to the ground and beat him. I can also compete with Majin Buu. Sun Wukong stood up, feeling his own great strength, and shook his head. This level alone is not enough. I must improve it to the point of being invincible. Because my time and space are not the time and space in the original work. It is completely different. It is possible that the original androids 17 and 18, as well as Cell and Majin Buu, are much stronger than in the original work. The butterfly effect is sometimes really mysterious. Maybe even Frieza is stronger than in the original, but his fighting power can't be hundreds of millions, right? No, I have to go find Frieza now. What if Frieza's personality is very different from the original? Sun Wukong is afraid that Frieza will work hard to practice. If he works hard to practice, how can I play? I can't stand it even if I have a system. After all, Frieza can transform into Golden Frieza after 4 months of practice. The combat power of Golden Frieza is over 1 trillion. Walking to the hall, Sun Wukong greeted everyone. Hi everyone, I have to go out for a while. I may not be back for a long time. So during this time, you should pay more attention to the 2 Saiyans named Vegeta and Nappa. Ladies, I can deal with Nappa, but I can't deal with Vegeta. Even if I transform into a giant ape, I can't win, because he can also transform into a giant ape. Sun Wukong, you can work with Piccolo to deal with Vegeta. If you can't beat him, I'll come back. Raditz, well, Piccolo and I have similar fighting power. If he and I join forces, we should be able to catch Vegeta off guard. Sun Wukong, it's best to catch him off guard. When I come back this time, I will teach you King Ken. Using King Ken can multiply your fighting power. Depending on your personal situation, it can range from 3 to 20 times. Raditz, oh, you have such a good move. Then why don't you teach me? With this King Ken, I can definitely beat Vegeta. Son Goku, my current King Ken is too heavy to use. Using it too much will cause serious damage to the body. That's why I need Dragon Balls, the Dragon Balls from Namek. The Dragon Balls on Earth are not enough to change this shortcoming of King Ken. Radies, oh, I see, you really took a lot of trouble. Kakarot, Krillin, yes, Goku. I've wronged you all these years in order to make us stronger. Tien Shinhan, I really don't know how to thank you, Goku. We weren't familiar with each other, but you came to me and Jiaozi to make us stronger. Jiaozi, I don't know what to say. Anyway, thank you very much, brother Goku. Yamcha. Yes, Goku, you took a lot of trouble. If there is anything that is inconvenient to handle in the future, you can leave it to me. I am professional in doing those things. Since Yamcha stopped being a desert bandit, he went to study for a period of time and then became a killer, specializing in killing evil people, and managed to make it into the top 3 of the world killer list. Krillin, Tianjin rice and dumplings, Raditz, Sun Wukong, Turtle Hermit, Oolong, Puer. Everyone looked at Yamcha with strange eyes. Yamcha was embarrassed, scratched his head with his right hand, and quickly changed the subject. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. I remembered a happy thing. I am finally no longer afraid of women, so I made more than a dozen girlfriends in a row some time ago. Everyone, you Yamcha are such a scumbag. I, Scum Rotor, am willing to call you the strongest. Outside the room, Piccolo was playing with 3 children, Son Gohan, Son Goku, and Son Goten. This made Piccolo very angry. I am the son of the great demon king. Why do you want me to look after the children? Isn't this the duty of a mother? Bulma, Chi-Chi, and Blue were chatting and laughing on the side. This made Piccolo even more angry, and his face turned green. Uncle Piccolo, I want a hug. Son Gohan's childish and cute voice rang in Piccolo's ears. What, you called me uncle? I'm so young, you have to call me brother. Did you hear that, Gohan? Son Gohan. Oh, I know, Uncle Piccolo. Son Goat. Uncle Piccolo, I want a hug too. Son Goten. Me too. Uncle Piccolo, hug. Piccolo covered his face with his left hand, which was numb. Ah, it seems that when I was their age, I also looked like this. After all, it is the wheel of fate, and no one can escape it. Somewhere in the universe, the base of the Space King Frieza's army. In the outer space, inside a large round spaceship, Frieza sat in his exclusive toilet aircraft, looking at the endless universe. Ginyu just talked to Frieza. Their Ginyu force has arrived on Namek and is currently collecting Dragon Balls. They will soon be able to present 7 Dragon Balls to King Frieza. Namek, Dragon Ball. I want them all, Frieza. Frieza had wanted to go to Namek a long time ago, but he kept putting it off until now. He had too many things to do, and after one thing came another, he forgot about Namek. Now that he had some time, he remembered Namek and the Dragon Balls. I wonder if the fireworks after Namek's explosion can compare to those on planet Vegeta. Hoo. Namek. The 5 members of the Ginyu Force are wreaking havoc and snatching the Dragon Balls. Now they have taken 3 Dragon Balls, which means that 3 villages of Namekians are in trouble. After the Great Elder knew about it, he immediately contacted King Kai of the North and asked him to ask Son Goku to come to his aid. The reward is 7 Dragon Balls. On the other side of King Kai of the North, before King Kai of the North could send a message to Son Goku, Son Goku had already teleported to the Great Elder. Hey, Great Elder, long time no see. I am Sun Wukong. You are Sun Wukong. I haven't seen you for many years. You have grown up and become so strong. My Namek is saved. The Great Elder was very pleased. He had very little time left, so he wanted to select an experienced Namekian to serve as the new Great Elder. But he didn't expect that 5 terrifying guys would come. They were so powerful. Great Elder, I know what happened. It was a guy named Frieza who sent those 5 people here. His target was the Dragon Balls. And I came here for the Dragon Balls. The Great Elder, Sun Wukong, I would have made you come even if you didn't come, and the reward is also Dragon Balls. Sun Wukong, the King of the North has just told me. The Great Elder, then, everything is up to you. Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong. It's okay, it's not a big deal. I'll be back soon. Swoosh. Sun Wukong disappeared instantly. Nilu was surprised. He is much stronger than before. I am not even an ant in front of him. The Great Elder. Saiyans, what a terrifying race. Fortunately, they are destroyed. The Great Elder has seen Saiyans. Their strength is not that strong in the universe, but their talents and abilities are really strong. The more they fight, the stronger they become. There is no limit. A long time ago, there was a Saiyan who was so powerful that he could even destroy the universe, but he was gone in the end. Then the Saiyans fell from power. Just like the Namekians. In Namek, in the village where Tiantian lives, 5 members of the Ginyu Force gathered dozens of Namekians in the village together. If you hand over the Dragon Balls, you will not die. Otherwise, you will all die. Grudo, the weakest member of the Ginyu Force, threatened the many Namekians. The village elder, Muli, stood in the front and said, if we hand over the Dragon Balls, will you really let us go? Muli knew that once they handed over the Dragon Balls, they would still die, so it would be better to delay a little time and let the powerful combat-type Namekians come to fight them. At this time, Ginyu said, yes, it's like this, I'm Ginyu, the captain of the Ginyu Force, and my team members will not disobey me. Haha, I don't know if I, the captain, will listen to him, he. That, before Muli could finish his words, he saw a man in an orange martial arts uniform appear behind the 5 members of the Ginyu Force. Him, Muli and the others knew. His name was Son Goku. You could tell by his hairstyle. It was so obvious. His hairstyle was exactly the same as when he was a child, and his face shape was the same, but he had grown up and became more handsome. Everyone from the Ginyu Force. I, Sun Wukong, am here. Don't you want to say hello to me? When the 5 members of the Ginyu Force heard Sun Wukong's voice, they all turned around and looked at him. Grudo was the first to speak. Where are you from, kid? Sun Wukong. I'm from Earth. I'm here to destroy you. When the 5 members of the Ginyu Force heard this, they all laughed. They thought that the young man with a mustache in front of them was a little cute in an arrogant way. Geez. Haha, you kid, with a mere combat power of 5, dare to talk big and want to destroy us, it's ridiculous. I'm laughing to death. Ha ha ha. Bada. Ha ha ha. I'm laughing to death. This kid, it's the first time I've seen him. Lick him. Ha ha ha. Captain, he is so funny. I don't even want to kill him. Grudo. Ha 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 ha. Grudo always felt that he couldn't get along with Geese and others because his combat power was too low. If he didn't have special abilities, how could he join the Ginyu Special Forces with only 12,000? Ginyu said seriously. Don't think that he only has a combat power of 5. I have been traveling in the universe for so many years, and I still know some people who can hide their combat power. Maybe his real combat power is not weaker than yours. Ginyu didn't say, we. He didn't dare to imagine that the Monkey King in front of him was as powerful as himself. Brother Wukong, please defeat them. Tiantian, who had grown up a little, shouted to Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong replied, I will. Tiantian, so, you 5 guys, come on together. I'm in a hurry. 5 members of the Ginyu Force. I have never seen such an arrogant person. We, the Ginyu Force, will definitely teach you a lesson. Captain, let me go first with Lickum, I want to torture him severely. Seeing that the time to prove himself had come, Grudo hurriedly said, Captain, let me go first, let me go first. Geese, Bada and I don't want to deal with this kind of rubbish. Lickum, you and Grudo decide who will go. Bada. Yes. Ginyu. Lickum, Grudo, you play rock paper scissors to decide who will go. Simple and quick. Lickum, Grudo, okay, Captain. Sun Wukong stood aside, quietly watching the performance of the Ginyu Special Forces. When they finished their performance, it was time to end. Grudo won Lickum's stone. Lickum curled his lips in dissatisfaction. However, he had no choice but to obey the rules set by Captain Ginyu. Gurudo, I'll leave that guy to you. You have to torture him for me. Lickum said. Gurudo. Don't worry, Lickum, I will torture him for you. Gurudo rushed forward, 3 meters away from Sun Wukong, and laughed, boy, you will die miserably in my hands. Sun Wukong said nothing, and flashed behind Gurudo in an instant, turned around and punched Gurudo's head to death, and he couldn't die anymore. Seeing this, the 4 members of the Ginyu Special Forces were extremely surprised. They were not surprised that Sun Wukong could kill Gurudo, but that at that moment, Sun Wukong's combat power increased to a terrifying 100,000 combat power. Ginyu. Is it actually 100,000 combat power? Geese. No. Impossible. 100,000 combat power. There must be something wrong with the detector. It must be someone like me. Bada. There must be something wrong with the detector. How can there be someone with almost the same combat power as the captain? Lickum. Fortunately, I lost to Gurudo, otherwise I would be the one to die. Ginyu stood in front of the 3 people and said, this battle is no longer something you can interfere with. Just take a good look at the strength of my captain. Geese. The captain is going to take action. He will definitely lose, because the captain has a terrifying combat power of 120,000, and is the most powerful existence except for King Frieza. Bada. Captain, kill him. Revenge for Grudo. Without Grudo, our signature moves will not be perfect. Lickum. Yes, Grudo is very important. Without him, I can imagine the scene when the 4 of us do our signature moves. How embarrassing it would be. Ginyu. Don't worry, I will kill him and avenge team member Grudo. Then we will hold a grand funeral for Grudo. After the funeral, we will find a qualified team member. Sun Wukong. I said, you all come together. You just don't listen, you just want Calabash brothers to save your grandfather, one by one. Then I will satisfy you. You ugly purple-skinned freak with horns, I'll give you a hand. Ginyu laughed angrily. This guy is really arrogant. He only has 100,000 combat power, but he dares to be so arrogant with me who has 120,000 combat power. He is really too arrogant. I will teach you a lesson. Haha, you are ugly in my eyes too. Your hair and mustache are so ugly. Take it, Ginyu Ray. Ginyu quickly stretched out his right hand and fired a white ray with his index finger. Sun Wukong clapped his left hand lightly, sending the white ray flying to the island 200 meters to the right. The entire island was blown to pieces. Boom boom boom. Ginyu was shocked. My light beam had a combat power of 120,000, but it was easily deflected by the person in front of him. This meant that his combat power was definitely higher than mine. You. How much combat power is there? Please tell me. I really want to know. I was forced to use the body-changing technique. Such a strong body, powerful fighting power, it's simply a perfect body, ha 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 ha. Geese, Bada, and Lickum all looked horrified. I didn't expect that person to be able to easily deflect Captain Ginyu's beam. A beam with a combat power of 12. It was deflected by a light tap of the little hand. Sun Wukong raised his mouth and smiled. My real combat power, I'm afraid to scare you to death, so. Please use your combat power detectors to check out a small part of my combat power. Sun Wukong squatted in a horse stance, clenched his fists, gritted his teeth and roared, ha. The 4 members of the Ginyu force used detectors to detect Sun Wukong's skyrocketing combat power. Geese, 1.100.100,000. Bada, 100.160,000. Lickum, no, impossible. 200,000. Ginyu, Gurgle, 300,000, 350,000. 400,000, 450,000. 5. It turned out that it was 530,000 combat power. The detectors of their Ginyu special forces can detect combat power within 1.2 million. If the combat power exceeds 1.2 million, the detectors will explode due to the pressure. A total of 530,000 combat power. The same terrifying fighting power as King Frieza. No, Ginyu was terrified, truly terrified. The difference in fighting power was too great, and it was too difficult to switch bodies. Geese, Bada, and Reckham, it's over. The Namekians who were watching the battle were happy. These demons were finally dealt with by someone. Their doom had come. I won't let you go like him. I won't be indecisive. Go to hell, all of you. In an instant, Sun Wukong launched 4 attacks, and each attack hit the vital points of the 4 Ginyu force members, killing them instantly. Ginyu died before he could even use his body swap. He didn't expect Sun Wukong to be so decisive. At this point, the Ginyu force was wiped out. Brother Wukong, thank you so much for helping us to destroy them. Little Tiantian happily jumped over to thank Sun Wukong. Are you Tiantian? I just realized that you haven't grown up yet. Tiantian. Ah, only 10 months have passed here, of course it's impossible to grow up that fast. Maybe 8 or 9 years have passed over your side. Sun Wukong nodded. Oh, is that so? This also explains why Tiantian hasn't grown much in 10 years. Tiantian, I have something to tell you. Tiantian. What is it, Brother Wukong? Sun Wukong. Do you want to go to Earth to be a god? The gods on our Earth are old, and we want to find a successor to be the new gods. Moreover, the gods on our Earth are also Namekians. Otherwise, Dragon Balls would not have appeared on Earth. Tiantian. This, I have to ask Grandpa Muli. At this time, Muli came over with the Namekians and said with a smile, Tiantian, make your own choice, I won't stop you. Tiantian thought about it, he really wanted to go out and see the new world. Grandpa Muli, I want to go to Earth with Brother Goku. Muli. Okay. Tiantian's friend Didi came over and said to Tiantian, Tiantian, when you go to Earth, tell me what Earth is like and whether it is fun. I also want to know about the outside world. Tiantian. Okay Didi, I will. Sun Wukong. Don't worry, if Tiantian wants to go back to Namek, I will bring him here by teleportation. It can be done at any time. With the magical skill of teleportation, no distance is considered a distance. We are so close. Mr. Sun Wukong, the elder has just told me that if you help us, we will use 7 Dragon Balls as a reward. The 3 Dragon Balls obtained by the Ginyu force were placed under a large rock 30 meters away. After a while, the remaining 3 came, brought by the elders of the other 3 villages. They all smiled happily and looked at Sun Wukong, very satisfied. If Sun Wukong had not arrived in time, more Namekians would have died, and they might even be extinct. The 7 Dragon Balls were placed on the grass, and the spell was still chanted every day to summon the Dragon Purunga. Please tell me your wishes. There are 3. Tiantian asked Sun Wukong. Brother Wukong, tell me your 3 wishes. Sun Wukong thought for a while and said, Tiantian, remember, my first wish is to eliminate the serious side effects of King Ken, and the second wish is I want a spiritual time house that I can carry with me and enter and exit unlimited times. The third wish is to revive the Namekians who just died because of the Ginyu force. Tenten was so moved when she heard the last wish that she almost cried. The other Namekians were the same. Mr. Son Goku is so righteous. He is the savior of our Namek. Mr. Sun Wukong, you are the most distinguished guest of our Namek. You can use the Dragon Balls at any time. Muli said, this is also what the Great Elder meant. A powerful person like Sun Wukong must be tied up. Tiantian told Purunga 3 wishes. Purunga made an okay gesture with his left paw, okay. These 3 wishes are very simple. They can be realized immediately. Then, Purunga's eyes lit up, and the wish came true. All 3 wishes have come true. So, say hello. Paw, paw, paw. 7 large Dragon Balls scattered. Sun Wukong used King Ken, and it was obvious that King Ken no longer had any side effects. However, he could only use King Ken 50 times at most, which was equivalent to transforming into a Super Saiyan. Unfortunately, his hair was not golden, and his eyes were not green, which did not have that flavor. Raditz, Krillin and the others could only use King Ken 20 times at best. If they wanted to use 50 times, they would have to practice twice as much. Tiantian, I will take you to the Temple of Heaven on Earth first, let's go. Tiantian, okay. After saying goodbye to the Namekians, Sun Wukong took Tiantian's hand and disappeared in an instant. Tiantian Temple. Sun Wukong and Tiantian suddenly appeared in front of the God of Heaven. The God of Heaven. Wukong, this is Sun Wukong. His name is Tian. I brought him here specially to be the new God of Heaven. Moreover, he is a little genius. His level of making Dragon Balls is higher than that of God of Heaven. I suggest that you and Tiantian transform the Dragon Ball together to make it more convenient and stronger. The god nodded. Wukong, I accept your suggestion. But I still have to say that Dragon Ball should not be abused. The accumulation of negative energy will cause serious consequences. So my suggestion is, it is best to use the Dragon Balls once every 5 years, so that the Dragon Balls will have enough time to purify the negative energy by themselves. The meaning of the gods is very clear. The Dragon Balls can completely purify the negative energy caused by making wishes in 5 years. Sun Wukong. 5 years is too long. If there is something particularly important in the middle that requires the use of the Dragon Balls, then you have to use them before the Dragon Balls have purified the negative energy. In this way, the negative energy will still accumulate more and more. The god frowned, not knowing what to do. Tiantian. I can compress the time it takes for the Dragon Ball to purify negative energy to 2 years. The god was very surprised. Really, Tiantian? Tiantian. Yes, if Grandpa Tien is with me, then it can be compressed to 1 year. The god. Ha ha ha. That's great. God, Tiantian, you can go and improve the Dragon Ball now. I have something else to deal with, so I won't stay with you. After saying that, Sun Wukong moved away instantly. God. Tiantian, come with me to improve the Dragon Ball. Tiantian. Okay, Grandpa God. God is very satisfied with this little guy. He is a perfect candidate to be a god. Sun Wukong is really good at judging people. The base of the Space Emperor Frieza's army. Frieza received a message from Namek. The Ginyu force was wiped out. Based on the enemy image transmitted by the detector, Frieza thought of a person. That person was a Saiyan, the last Saiyan who resisted. His name was Bardock. He is Bardock's son, otherwise, they couldn't look so similar. Haha, besides Vegeta and the others, there are also Saiyans living in this world. All Saiyan monkeys deserve to die. Frieza also knew that Son Goku's combat power was 530,000, the same as his own, which forced Frieza to take it seriously. Only 530,000 combat power. As long as I transform, that guy will be no problem. Frieza then ordered someone to start the spaceship and headed towards Namek at full speed. Earth. Vegeta and Nappa's spaceship arrived. Landed in a city on an island. Vegeta and Nappa just got off the spaceship. They saw a bunch of people surrounding them. They were not TV stations, nor ordinary people, but Z warriors. Raditz, how dare you betray me and Vegeta? Do you want to die? Nappa looked at Raditz above the pit fiercely. Raditz didn't give Nappa any face at all, and said in a very aggressive tone, Nappa, I, Raditz, have been a senior warrior since birth. If I hadn't practiced much in those years, my combat power would not be only 1500. It is impossible for me to be defined as a mere junior warrior, and thus have to beg for mercy at your hands. It's different now. After 4 years of training, my combat power has reached 15,000. You, Nappa, are nothing but a piece of trash in front of me. Nappa was furious. How dare a low-ranking soldier like Raditz say that about him? It seemed like he had a brain disease. Raditz, I think there is something wrong with your brain. You still have a combat power of 15,000. What a joke. Vegeta crossed his arms and watched quietly. Even if Raditz really had a combat power of 15,000, he was still a scum in front of him. Tisk, if you don't believe me, come and fight me in the wasteland if you have the guts. Nappa, what's there to be afraid of? But Nappa still looked at Vegeta. Vegeta didn't say anything, but nodded. Nappa smiled, very happily. Raditz, how dare you say that to me just now? I'm going to torture him to death. Then, Nappa followed Raditz, flying all the way to the wasteland thousands of miles away. Krillin and the others were staring at Vegeta. The ordinary people around, as well as the TV stations and various media, were all cleared away by Krillin and the others. Hello, do you think you can keep an eye on me? Anyway, I'm bored, why not play a game with me? Haha. Vegeta turned his head and counted how many people there were. Krillin, Piccolo, Yamcha, Tien Shinhan, Jiaozi, Son Gohan, Son Goku, Son Goten, a total of 7 people. 7 people. There are 3 little brats among them. Little brats should not participate in the games played by adults. Just watch from the side. Vegeta only took out a container, opened the lid of the container, and poured out 5 green seeds from it. The seeds fell to the ground. 10 seconds later, 5 little green men grew out. They are cultivators. Each cultivator has a combat power of 1,500. Hehehehe. The 5 cultivators laughed grimly. Jiaozi, everyone, let me deal with those little green men that jumped out of the ground. Klin and others nodded in agreement. Jiaozi could kill all those weak cultivators in seconds. Drink. Look at my superpowers. Jiaozi used his superpowers to freeze all 5 cultivators. The 5 cultivators didn't know what was going on and were very confused. Then the next second, their bodies floated in the air and exploded. Bang! The green liquid splashed all over Vegeta below. Vegeta was very surprised. He didn't expect that a white dwarf could kill a cultivator in seconds. Then the others might be even stronger. Haha, this is really interesting. There are so many powerful people on this earth. I'm getting excited. Vegeta looked at Krillin and the others and shouted, hey! Your strength has been recognized by me. It is worth my personal effort. Let's go. Let's find a wasteland to fight. Fighting in a place with people here will kill many people. Krillin and the others looked at each other. They knew Vegeta's fighting power was more than 20,000, and they were no match for him. Of course, except for the 3 children on the side. Nappa, do you think Vegeta will have an easier time? I'm telling you, my brother, Kakarot. Any one of his 3 sons can take over Vegeta. Even the Ginyu force can be easily controlled. Moreover, Kakarot himself is more powerful than his 3 sons and may be on par with King Frieza. I tell you this, can you understand? Nappa naturally understood. Kakarot is his younger brother, Raditz. How could this be? Why are the 2 sons born to a lower-level warrior so powerful? Especially Kakarot, he is on par with the Emperor of the Universe, King Frieza. That's Frieza. He can destroy me and Vegeta with just one look, it's so terrifying. And Kakarot is on par with King Frieza. In other words, Kakarot can destroy me and Vegeta with just one look. Why did we come to Earth to find Dragon Balls? Aren't we here to reincarnate? Nappa thought for a long time and figured it out. He forced himself to endure the pain in his waist, and his legs softened and knelt down with his head down. Raditz. Oh no, Master Raditz. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Raditz nodded with satisfaction. That's the right way to do it. I really like it. Namba, we have been friends for so many years, there is nothing I can do to you. Get up, come with me, back. Raditz's meaning was clear. Only by getting up and standing with me, with Kakarot, on the side of the earth, can you survive and have the opportunity to gain stronger power. Nappa stood up and looked at Raditz. I'll go back with you. But Vegeta, Nappa was worried that Vegeta would be beaten horribly, which was heartbreaking. It hurt more than when he was kicked in the waist by Raditz. Vegeta must be fine now. Kakarot has specifically told them that Kakarot's 3 sons, namely Son Gohan, Son Goku, and Son Goten, must not take action until the last moment. Nappa thought, this is bad. With Vegeta's character, I'm afraid that the group of people with low combat effectiveness will be quickly dealt with. Then, Kakarot's 3 sons will take action, and Vegeta will be hit back and forth like a basketball, without any ability to fight back. Raditz, let's go back quickly, otherwise it will be too late and Vegeta will die. Are you so worried, Nappa? Who are you to Vegeta that you're worried about him? You don't know the relationship between me and Vegeta, come back with me quickly. Raditz shrugged. Okay, let's go, I know where Vegeta is. Then, Raditz and Nappa flew at full speed to hurry on their way. On a small deserted island, Vegeta is fighting with Krillin, Piccolo and other Z warriors. Vegeta didn't use his full strength, fighting them with a playful mentality. In the distance, Goku's 3 sons, Gohan, Goten, watched the battle. They thought this battle was ridiculous. It was almost like a fight between babies. Goten, big brother, second brother, why are Uncle Krillin and Uncle Piccolo so weak? They can't beat that uncle who looks like he deserves a beating. If it were me, I would kill him in one move. Goat, third brother, don't talk, just watch quietly. When Uncle Krillin and Uncle Piccolo are exhausted, it's time for us to take action. Gohan. 2 brothers, watch carefully and learn well. Although the uncles are weak, their fighting skills are very strong. This is enough for us to learn for a long time. Goten. Okay, big brother. Thinking, that's it, what skills are there? Isn't it just a punch and a kick? Otherwise, it's a wave, what else can we do? On the battlefield in front, Vegeta was able to defeat Krillin, Piccolo, Tien Shinhan, Jiaozi, and Yamcha easily. But the 5 of them were not at ease. Piccolo was shocked. Vegeta was too strong. He thought that with his combat power of more than 10,000, he could fight Vegeta for 300 rounds. Unexpectedly, he couldn't even last 3 rounds alone and had to rely on Krillin and the others for help. You boring fellows, I've had enough fun. It's time to end this game. Quote, the battle on Nappa's side should have ended. After I get rid of you, I'll go find the Dragon Balls. When I get the Dragon Balls, I'll become immortal. Krillin got up from the ground at this time and said to Vegeta, hey. You guy, it's not a big problem if you kill us, but it will be a big problem if you kill Piccolo, because Piccolo and the Dragon Balls are one. If Piccolo dies, the Dragon Balls will no longer exist. After hearing this, Vegeta was a little surprised, but at the same time he was very grateful to Krillin for telling him such a big thing, otherwise he would have killed that Namekian and lost the Dragon Balls, wouldn't he be mad to death? Hehe, you bald guy, thank you so much. When I kill you later, I will leave you an intact body. Krillin, an intact body is not necessary, just leave it to yourself. Krillin winked at Son Gohan and the other 3 who were 100 meters away, and asked them to come and help us quickly, or we will really die. Son Gohan was the first to notice Krillin's eyes, and he immediately understood what he meant, and said to Son Goten, let's go, brothers, it's our turn. Son Goten flew up happily, it was finally their turn. Vegeta looked at Jiaozi and smiled contemptuously, first. I'll kill you, a white dwarf first. You can kill 5 of my cultivators by yourself. Do you know how much these 5 cultivators of mine cost? Very expensive. $30,000. Humph. Jiaozi was frightened by Vegeta's momentum and took 3 steps back. He hid behind Tien Shinhan and hugged Tien Shinhan's right thigh tightly. Tien Shinhan. Don't be afraid, Jiaozi. With Gohan and the others here, we will be fine. Jiaozi. Well, I know brother Tien, but that man is so scary. Tien Shinhan. Although he is scary, he is just an ant in front of Gohan and the others. Vegeta pricked up his ears and heard the conversation between Tien Shinhan and Jiaozi. Hey, that 3-eyed guy and the white-skinned guy, what are you talking about? What about lunch? I, Vegeta, am nothing in front of lunch. Do you know what nonsense you are talking about? Mr. Vegeta, he is a top warrior of the Saiyan race. He is also the prince of the Saiyans. You are just a bunch of scum. How dare you say that I am not as good as others? I'm really angry, you all go to hell. Vegeta pointed at himself with his right thumb and proudly introduced himself. At the same time, he was also angry. He was actually degraded by two little idiots. Hey, the guy called Vegeta. They are not wrong, you are nothing in front of Gohan, Goku and Goten. Piccolo shouted to Vegeta. Vegeta turned around and glared at Piccolo. You Namekian, how dare you yell at me, Uncle Vegeta? You are really looking for death. Vegeta wanted to go up and kill Piccolo, but he endured it when he thought that the Dragon Balls would disappear after his death. Piccolo knew this, so he just wanted to die. Haha, if you want to kill me, come on. If you don't kill me, you're a coward. Coward. Vegeta's forehead was bulging with blue veins, and he was extremely angry. Pointing his left index finger at Piccolo, he said angrily, You Namekian. How dare you be so arrogant? Don't think that I won't dare to kill you just because you and the Dragon Balls are one. If I'm forced into a corner, I'll kill you. At worst, I'll take some time to go to Namek. I think there must be Dragon Balls there. Piccolo. Haha, Vegeta, you can't go, because you will stay on Earth forever. Vegeta. Namek, you're looking for death. Go to hell. Vegeta condensed a white energy bomb with a combat power of 18,000 in his left palm and released it towards Piccolo. Seeing this, Piccolo didn't dodge, because Gohan and the others had arrived. Boom! The energy bomb exploded, raising thick dust and smoke. Vegeta couldn't see what was going on inside, but he could tell that Piccolo was not dead. Moreover, 3 more people were coming. Who is it? Son Gohan, Son Goku, Son Goten. 3 little kids, the oldest of whom was only 3 years old, stood in front of Piccolo, protecting him. Son Gohan. Uncle Piccolo, are you okay? We're late. Son Goku. We're just in time, big brother. Son Goten. Hey, the protagonists always appear at the end. The dust and smoke slowly disappeared. 3 children appeared in Vegeta's eyes. Vegeta was a little surprised that they were actually 3 little kids who were still breastfeeding. It was ridiculous. They, the adults, actually let 3 little kids who were still wearing open crotch pants save them. Hello, you 3 little guys. Who is your father? Tell him to come out and fight me. Otherwise, I will kill everyone present here. Vegeta looked at Goten and found that he looked a lot like Bardock, the strongest lower-level warrior on planet Vegeta. Could it be that he is Bardock's son? No, Bardock's son is not that young. It has been so many years. He should have grown up by now. Then, there is only one possibility. This child is Bardock's Goku. In other words, he is Kakarot's son. Kakarot, Kakarot. You are so brave. You dare to let your son come up and fight me. Is there something wrong with your brain? Gohan. Uncle Vegeta, I will not allow you to kill our uncle. What's more, I will make you, Uncle Vegeta, turn over a new leaf and become one of us. Son Goku. Brother, aren't you going to kill him? Why do you want him to join us? Son Goten. Yes, yes. It's much easier to kill him. Son Gohan. Dad said that the more people there are, the more power there is, and the easier it will be to protect the Earth. Son Goku and Son Goten nodded. Oh. So that's it. We get it. Vegeta laughed out of anger. Kakarot's son would politely invite himself to join their group of trash. It's so funny. Son of Kakarot, I will not join your group of rubbish. I will also smash your garbage group to pieces. If you don't want to die, you can call Kakarot out. Let him face me. Kakarot was much stronger than Raditz 4 years ago. He should be about the same as Nappa 4 years later, right? But even if he is about the same as Nappa, can't my Uncle Vegeta easily defeat him? Goten. Big brother, who do you think should go first? Goten. Yes, big brother, I am already thirsty. Gohan. You can't go first, I should go first as the big brother. Because I can control it, but you can't. Gohan appeared in front of Vegeta in an instant. Vegeta was startled and took 3 steps back. No, impossible. A little brat who hasn't been weaned is so fast. Son Gohan. Uncle Vegeta, I'm going to attack you. You have to block it. If you can't block it, there's nothing I can do. Son Gohan threw a right hook. Vegeta. What? With no time to defend, Vegeta had to take it with his face. Bang, bang. Vegeta rolled 18 times and fell to the ground, unable to get up. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. I, Vegeta, was beaten by a little brat and had no strength to fight anymore. Vegeta turned over, lay on the ground, looked at the sky, his eyes were dazed. This kind of thing is absolutely impossible to happen. I, Vegeta, have a combat power of 220,000. I am the strongest in the universe. Why was he defeated by Kakarot's son? Another move. Vegeta became angrier and angrier as he thought about it. He was just the son of a low-ranking soldier. Why? Then Vegeta burst into tears. Uncle Vegeta, don't cry. My punch just now was not heavy, it will only make you lie in the hospital for a month or two. Son Gohan came over and said in a kind tone. Vegeta got even angrier when he heard it, and spit out a mouthful of blood, poof, and fainted. At this moment, Raditz and Nappa just arrived. Seeing Vegeta lying on the ground with tears in his eyes, Nappa was relieved to see that he was still breathing. Raditz curled his lips. This Vegeta is not dead yet. He is actually alive. Gohan, did you fight Vegeta? Raditz asked Son Gohan. Son Gohan turned around and said, yes, uncle, I knocked Vegeta down with a very light punch. He only needs to rest for a month or two to fully recover. By the way, this must be Uncle Nappa, right? Why aren't you wearing any clothes? Nappa was stared at by Son Gohan, feeling embarrassed. He wanted to get angry at Son Gohan but didn't dare to, haha. Mr. Son Gohan, the weather is too hot, take off your clothes to cool down. Son Gohan. Oh, then, everyone took Vegeta, who had fainted, away. The Saiyan chapter ended perfectly. But little did they know that on a certain island, Sabo and Dodoria, sent by Frieza, had landed here. Namek, the large round spaceship that Frieza was riding, landed on an island. Frieza, sitting in a super small toilet aircraft, got off from it. He brought 3,000 elite warriors with him. Each elite has a combat power of 3,000 to 5,000. Lord Frieza, we have found the location of the Ginyu force, 3,000 kilometers to the east. An elite warrior came to report. Then bring their bodies here. I want to see who is so bold as to kill my favorite Ginyu force. Elite warrior. Yes, Lord Frieza. As soon as the elite warrior left, a young man with a crab head, orange clothes, and the word, Wu, printed on his back appeared among Frieza's group. Who are you? Bardock. No, Bardock is dead. I saw him die with my own eyes. So you are Bardock's son, Kakarot, right? Frieza clearly remembered Bardock's sons, the eldest son Raditz, the youngest son Kakarot. Kakarot, you came at the right time. Let me ask you, did you kill my Ginyu force? If so, I will let you be the captain of the new special force. You can recruit the members by yourself. Frieza didn't care at all that Son Goku killed the Ginyu force. Son Goku was stronger than the Ginyu force, so he killed the Ginyu force. This is a talent. He must be recruited under his command. Son Goku, you are the emperor of the universe Frieza, right? Frieza saw that Son Goku was so rude and didn't care. He nodded slightly. Yes, I am the emperor of the universe Frieza. Do you want to come to work for me? What I said just now, let you be the captain of the new special force, and the treatment is excellent. Oh, Frieza, I destroyed your Ginyu force, but you are not angry. Instead, you are very polite to invite me. Why is that? Sun Wukong asked. Frieza smiled and said, because you are stronger than them, you killed them, they are too weak. Although I feel bad for losing a few high-level combat personnel, it is just a pain. It will not affect my invitation of new high-level combat personnel. So, are you willing to come? Frieza was actually very angry. A mere Saiyan monkey killed my Ginyu force. If you don't agree, I will torture you to death to avenge my Ginyu force. I refuse. So, are you going to kill me? To avenge the Ginyu force. Chapter 51. Of course, Mr. Kakarot. Frieza jumped off the aircraft, put his hands behind his back, and slapped the ground with his tail. Mr. Kakarot, I will give you one last chance. If you still don't agree, I will have to use unconventional means. Goku. Of course I won't agree. Frieza. That's right. After all, I killed your father, Bardock. You and I will have a fight in the end. Goku said nothing, and quickly ran over to give Frieza a left hook. Frieza didn't react and was hit on the ground, leaving a hole. Frieza was extremely angry. A mere Saiyan monkey actually dared to sneak attack this king. Kakarot, how dare you sneak attack me, the Emperor of the Universe, Frieza, you are dead. And you even injured this king. The crime is even more serious. I will grind you to dust. Just like your father Bardock. Frieza climbed up and wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth with his left thumb. Veins on his forehead were already popping out. The elite warriors standing aside were frightened by what Sun Wukong did. That was the Emperor of the Universe, Frieza. And that crab-headed man actually knocked down King Frieza with one move. Do we still dare to go up? Frieza looked at the elite warriors and said angrily, your king has been beaten, why don't you go up? Come on, king. The elite warriors were afraid of Frieza's powerful strength, so how could they not dare to go up? Almost 3,000 elite warriors all rushed up. In an instant, Sun Wukong knocked down nearly 3,000 elite warriors. Frieza also completed his second stage of transformation at this time, the bullhorned form. Kakarot, you have the same fighting power as my first form. The fighting power of my second form. But it's as high as 6 million. Kakarot, prepare to be tortured by me. Sun Wukong. Frieza, if you don't transform into your final form, you'd better not fight me. Do you think I only have 530,000 combat power? Frieza. Of course I don't think you only have 530,000 combat power. Your real combat power must be between 1 million and 3 million, right? Even at this level, you still can't beat me. Sun Wukong. I won't waste any more time talking to you. Let's see who's the winner. Swish. Son Goku disappeared from Frieza's sight. Frieza was surprised. I have a combat power of 6 million, but I still can't see Son Goku's movements clearly. How is it possible? Hateful. Kakarot, where are you? No, Kakarot's combat power is definitely over 7 million, I have to change to the third form. Frieza's third form has a combat power of 60 million, the same as the final form in the original. And Frieza's final form is much stronger than the 100% state of Frieza in the original. Crack. Frieza's two horns were broken. Kakarot you. Bang. Da da da. Son Goku suddenly flashed in front of Frieza, kicked Frieza in the stomach with a right kick, and then punched him lightly 10 times. Frieza's bile came out. Hateful. The king. This great king. Frieza held his stomach, looked painful, and stared angrily at Son Goku in front of him. Frieza, I'll give you time to transform. You'd better transform into the final form, otherwise, you won't even have a chance to fight me. Sun Wukong felt that Frieza in his second form was really weak, like an ant that could be easily crushed to death. Kakarot, are you really going to let me transform into my final form? Looking at Kakarot's appearance, his real combat power is almost close to my final form. How could this be? Why does a Saiyan monkey have such a high combat power? Could it be that, is he the legendary Super Saiyan? Humph, even if he is a Super Saiyan, I, Frieza, will definitely defeat him. Frieza endured the pain, squatted, and clenched his hands. Ah! A burst of white light appeared. It lasted for 30 seconds before stopping. Frieza transformed into his final form and completed. Kakarot, the final form you have been waiting for has appeared. What countermeasures will you have? Hehe. Frieza in his final form is extremely confident. Because in his final form, he has a terrifying combat power of 600 million. Sun Wukong felt Frieza's combat power, and as expected, it was much stronger than the original, about 6 Friezas. Frieza, with your current strength, you only have a chance to fight me. But if you don't show your true strength, you will still lose. Frieza. True strength. Oh, do you know the fighting power hidden in my body? But you don't have the chance to use it. Because you will be beaten badly by my final form. That's not necessarily true. As soon as the words fell, Sun Wukong moved behind Frieza in an instant and quickly threw a left straight punch on Frieza's back. Frieza didn't react and was knocked to the ground by the punch, leaving a pit. Frieza in the pit was shocked. I'm in my final form. Why can't I see his speed clearly? Could it be that the Super Saiyan is so much stronger than me, Frieza? No, I'm still using all my strength. After thinking about it, Frieza quickly stood up, turned around and swept his tail across. Sun Wukong grabbed Frieza's tail, smiled, and then threw Frieza back and forth. Bang bang bang, paw paw paw. Frieza was hit so hard that he felt the warmth from his father. Hateful. Quote, why am I still powerless to fight back in my final form? This is impossible. After hitting it for the 100th time, Sun Wukong stopped and threw Frieza out. Frieza, hurry up and use all your strength. If you don't use all your strength, you are no match for me. Sun Wukong was a little bored while fighting. Even if he stood there and let Frieza hit him, Frieza couldn't hit him. It was meaningless. Frieza, lying on the ground, clenched his fists and hit the ground 3 times, venting his anger. Saiyan Monkey. Kakarot. This was the worst time in Frieza's life that he had ever been abused by an outsider. Frieza got up and turned to look at Kakarot. His eyes could kill Son Goku 10,000 times. Kakarot, you should be proud enough that you can force me to use my full strength. Wait for me 5 minutes. Because this is the first time I use my full strength. Son Goku. Okay. Son Goku began to look forward to Frieza's 100% combat power. North Kai King Planet. When King Kai saw how Sun Wukong played, he was really impressed. He immediately sent a message to Sun Wukong. Goku, get rid of Frieza quickly. If you don't get rid of him quickly, you will know why the flowers are so red if you get into trouble in the end. Sun Wukong. It's okay, I know my strength, and I also know Frieza's strength. No matter how I play, Frieza can't beat me. If Frieza's combat power exceeds 1.2 billion at 100%, I can just use a King Kai. It's still a random beating of Frieza. North King Kai knows Sun Wukong's character. If he wants to do something, even 100 cows can't pull him back. He is a stubborn donkey. Sigh. Goku, I don't care about you anymore, do whatever you want. The North King was tired, sat on the chair, picked up the teacup on the small round table, and slowly tasted the tea. Earth. Sabo and Dodoria flew all the way to the location of Vegeta and Nappa according to the detector. West Capital. Bulma's house. Vegeta was stripped naked and lying on the bed. After waking up, Vegeta saw himself in a room, surrounded by 3 sons of Kakarot staring at him. This made Vegeta speechless. Stand up and resist. Fart. As soon as he had the idea of standing up and resisting, he was immediately subdued by 3 little brats. Hey, Kakarot's 3 sons. Where is this? Why am I here? Son Gohan. Are you awake, Uncle Vegeta? This is Big Mom Bulma's house. Son Goat. Uncle Vegeta, you are so lame. You couldn't withstand the big brother's punch and got injured. Too lame. Son Goten. Yeah. It wasn't even our turn to fight. Uncle Vegeta is so lame. Vegeta wanted to cry but had no tears. Don't you know how strong you 3 kids are? I am so good that I can withstand a punch. Ah, I never thought that I, a dignified Saiyan prince, would be knocked down by a low-level warrior's son with 1 punch. I'm so embarrassed if I tell others about it. So, I want to become stronger. Yes, I will stay here and train with these 3 little butts every day until I surpass them. Then it's Kakarot. Hey, Kakarot's 3 sons, from today on, I will stay on Earth, live with you, and eat with you. Until I become strong enough to defeat you. Son Gohan. It's good that Uncle Vegeta has this awareness. We are waiting for you, Uncle Vegeta, to become strong and defeat us. Son Gohan remembered that his father Son Goku said that Vegeta has a strong self-esteem, is very arrogant, and can't stand humiliation. Whatever he wants to do, just let him do it, and don't care. As long as he doesn't do anything that harms the Earth. Son Goat. Uncle Vegeta, I suddenly feel that you are a little kind. What a strange feeling, just like my dad. Goten. Big brother, huh? Why don't I have any? Vegeta noticed Goat, and he had the same feeling as Goat, just like a father looking at his son, but why did his heart ache? Tears could not stop flowing. Gohan. Uncle Vegeta, why are you crying again? You were just defeated by a kid like me. What's the big deal? You can just get stronger and fight back in the future, right? Goten. Yes, Uncle Vegeta. A man shouldn't cry. No matter how big the grievance is, you have to endure it. Goten. Uncle Vegeta is too narrow-minded. He cried so miserably just because he was defeated once. Vegeta wanted to die. I didn't cry, I just accidentally shed tears. Oh, Kakarot, when he comes back, I will scold him to death. Western Capital. 100 meters above the ground. Sabo and Dodoria looked at the buildings below and saw Bulma's house at a glance. Dodoria, Vegeta is in that house, let's go down and take a look. Sabo, we'll beat Vegeta to a pulp later, and then ask him where the Dragon Balls are. Once we get the Dragon Balls, we'll kill him. Of course. Sabo and Dodoria flew to Bulma's home and landed in Bulma's back garden. Brief and his wife were admiring the flowers here, and when they saw Sabo and Dodoria, they thought they were Bulma's friends. Mrs. Brief greeted them warmly. Hello, I'm Bulma's mother, and he is Bulma's father. You are Bulma's friends, right? Welcome, welcome. Sabo and Dodoria looked at each other. No, don't you see that we are different from you? Don't you feel the evil in us? Although they were surprised, Sabo and Dodoria did not forget the business. Sabo smiled and said, Excuse me, beautiful lady, where is Vegeta? We are all Vegeta's friends. Mrs. Brief. So you are Vegeta's friends. Vegeta is recuperating in Bulma's room, over there, I'll take you there. Brief admired the flowers he grew at home, glanced at Sabo and Dodoria, and greeted them, hello. Then continued to enjoy the flowers. Mrs. Brief. Oh, he is just like that, don't worry about it, come on, I will take you to find Vegeta. Sabo and Dodoria nodded. Bulma's room. Vegeta sat on the sofa with a look of despair in his eyes. Mrs. Brief came in with Sabo and Dodoria. Vegeta didn't even look at them. Mr. Vegeta, your friends are here to see you, you two can chat, I'll go make you some tea. Mrs. Brief turned and left. Sabo and Dodoria looked at Vegeta, who seemed to have lost all hope in life, and were surprised. Sabo asked, Vegeta, what's wrong with you? Are you desperate to see us coming to see you? Haha, that's right, you only have 22,000 combat power, Dodoria and I have 24,000 and 26,000 respectively, you can't win anyway. Dodoria, Vegeta, I advise you to tell us the whereabouts of the Dragon Ball, so that you can suffer less. Vegeta heard two familiar voices, turned around curiously, and found that it was Sabo and Dodoria. They came too, but they came at the wrong time. It's Sabo and Dodoria. You guys came at the perfect time. Vegeta shouted outside. Hey! Gohan, Goku, Goten, bad guys are coming, come in quickly. Son Gohan, Son Goku, and Son Goten rushed in quickly. Sabo and Dodoria noticed the three kids rushing in, looking aggressive, and wanted to laugh. Sabo. Hey, Vegeta. You don't want three kids to save you, do you? How ridiculous. I didn't expect you to fall like this. You're really embarrassing King Frieza. Dodoria. Just three scum with only 5 combat power, any low-level warrior can kill them. Son Gohan. The two of them have very evil auras, Goku, Goten, you two go up and take care of them. Son Goku and Son Goten were so happy, it was finally their turn to fight, ha 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 ha. Son Goku. Two big bad guys, accept the righteous impact of our two brothers. Son Goten. Oh. Justice impact. Sabo and Dodoria. A small butt is a small brat, it is childish. Sabo, leave these two brats to me. I will kill them in one move. Dodoria smiled evilly, very ferociously and bloodthirsty. The next second, Goku and Goten's fists came. Dodoria looked disdainful and used his body to block them. Bang! Dodoria fell to the ground, unconscious. Sabo. Nani, not good. These little brats are really strong, we are careless. Sabo quickly broke through the wall and flew 100 meters into the air. His left hand condensed a white gas bomb. You, all of you go to hell. A white gas bullet with a combat power of 23,000 was fired downwards. If it hit the ground, the entire western capital would be destroyed. But the righteous Sun Woo and Sun Wushan would not allow it. Sun Woo took the brunt of the attack. He squeezed the white gas bullet with his small right hand and crushed it. Sun Woo was fine. Uncle, your power is too weak. I can beat you by myself. Son Goten. It's so boring. I can't do anything again. Son Goku. Don't worry, Goten, it will be your turn next time. Sabo opened his mouth in shock. No. Impossible. How could this be? How could such a powerful person appear on Earth? And he's a child. Could it be? Sabo understood why Vegeta looked so hopeless. It turned out that he was scared by these little butts. Sabo suddenly had an idea. In that case, he felt sorry for Dodoria. Etc. This righteous little boy, he and I are not in the same group. I was forced into the team. I don't want to do such a bad thing. He threatened me, so I had no choice but to do it. Son Goku stopped charging and asked innocently, "Is that so? If you dare to lie to me, I will beat you up." Vegeta suddenly flew out and pointed at Sabo and said, "Goku. Don't believe him. He is stronger than that Dodoria. How can the strong be threatened by the weak? Kill him quickly." Just now, Vegeta had already dealt with Dodoria, twisting Dodoria's neck and making him dead. "Son, what? Is that so, Uncle Vegeta?" I thought, yes, this handsome uncle is much more powerful than the ugly uncle. I was almost fooled by this guy. What a hateful uncle. "Uncle, how dare you lie to me? I'm going to beat you up." "Sabo." "Vegeta." Sabo glared at Vegeta, gnashed his teeth and turned to run. He used all his strength too. "Uncle, don't even think about running, because your speed is as slow as a snail in front of me. Look at my iron fist of justice." Sun Wukong flew over quickly and hit Sabo on the back with a right straight punch. Sabo was knocked flying and flew into a forest. He made a big hole in the grass before stopping. This punch made Sabo lose his ability to move, and he only had a little consciousness left. "Hateful. I am the confidant of Lord Frieza. Lord Sabo. It actually fell on this small earth. Goku, Goten and Vegeta all came here. Goku and Goten wanted to lift Sabo up and take him back for treatment, and then give him a justice education. But Vegeta didn't think so. He rushed over and shot an energy bomb at Sabo, killing him. Goku. Uncle Vegeta, why did you kill him? Wouldn't it be better to let him be our partner? Goten. Yes, yes. Vegeta said seriously. Such a person is not suitable to be our partner. Only going to hell is his best destination. In addition, I also killed the one called Dodoria. Let's go back and deal with his body now. And fix the wall that Sabo destroyed. Otherwise your mother will scold you to death." Sun Wukong and Sun Wushan nodded quickly. Uncle Vegeta is right. They deserve to die. Then, an adult and two children returned to Bulma's home, cleaned up Dodoria's body, and repaired the wall destroyed by Sabo. Son Gohan also joined in. When Vegeta killed Dodoria, Son Gohan didn't react at all. When he reacted, the incident had already happened, and he couldn't do anything. The person was dead, what else could he do? Resurrect with Dragon Balls? Wishful thinking. Namek. Frieza has finished his constipation and has a very comfortable expression and a very confident smile. Kakarot. This is my 100% strength. Hoo hoo. Kakarot, you still have time to surrender now. With 100% makeup, Frieza's combat power surpassed the current normal Son Goku's combat power of 1.192 billion, reaching 1.2 billion combat power. Son Goku was very excited, and his Saiyan blood was boiling. Frieza, only someone as strong as you are qualified to fight me. Just now, he was just trash. Sun Wukong burst out with white flames, bursting out with all his strength. Frieza could clearly feel how powerful Sun Wukong was, and he was almost 100% of his own strength. No wonder he had no power to fight back just now. Hey, Kakarot, I didn't expect you to be 100% as strong as me, but that's about the same. Almost. Frieza. The next second, Son Goku and Frieza were fighting. The two were evenly matched. But it was obvious that Son Goku had a lot of combat experience and played Frieza around. Frieza was furious and wanted to use his cheating superpowers to restrict Son Goku, and then defeat Son Goku with hundreds of energy bombs. Son Goku reacted quickly, teleported to Frieza's head, and hit Frieza on the top of the head with an elbow, which hurt Frieza very much. Bang! Hiss! This was the most painful time for Frieza, it was so painful. Frieza endured the pain, burst out of his energy and flew out of Son Goku's sight, leaving a distance of 300 meters. Kakarot, you actually dare to hurt me. Son Goku turned his body towards Frieza and said, your fighting power far exceeds mine, but you didn't hit me once. If you had hit me once, you would have a chance to win. Unfortunately, you don't know how to use your strength. It would be useless even if he hit him, because he, Son Goku, didn't even use the King Ken. Frieza was extremely angry. Kakarot, how dare you look down on me like this? I want you to be buried with Namek. Frieza condensed a huge blood-red energy ball and threw it towards the ground. Seeing this, Sun Wukong smiled calmly and used the Kaioken to double his combat power to nearly 2.4 billion. He moved in front of the huge energy ball at super speed and stretched out his right hand, ready to catch Frieza's huge energy ball with one hand. Frieza saw it and laughed very happily. Kakarot actually dared to catch my huge energy ball with 1.2 billion combat power. He was really looking for death. Hoo. Kakarot, die, die. Sun Wukong's right hand touched the huge energy ball and input the corresponding energy into it, destroying it from the root. Swish. The huge energy ball completely dissipated. Sun Wukong, with a red flame, looked at Frieza with sharp eyes. Frieza was frightened and flew back 3 meters, shouting, "Impossible! Impossible! Why? Frieza was in despair. His strongest moves were useless and were easily resolved by Kakarot. So could he still fight? No. Sun Wukong said to Frieza, "Frieza, I'll give you a chance. Come back to Earth with me. Be my little brother." Frieza was furious when he heard what Son Goku said. "I am the great emperor of the universe, Frieza, and I want to be your little brother, a Saiyan monkey. I will never do that even if I die. Kakarot, don't even think about humiliating me. I won't give in to you. You have no choice but to kill me." Sun Wukong, "Kill you? You are not worthy of my killing now. Since you don't want to be my little brother, just go home and drink milk." Frieza's veins popped out, and he was furious. He condensed a huge energy ball and threw it at Son Goku. "Go to hell, Kakarot." Sun Wukong fired a Kamehameha with his left hand, pushing a huge energy ball towards Frieza. Frieza was scared to death when he saw this. No. Kakarot, you. Frieza tried to push the huge energy ball back with both hands, but it was useless. Son Goku's power was too strong, and Frieza could not compare with him. Then, boom, the huge energy ball exploded. Smoke rose. After a while, the smoke dissipated. Frieza, with his left hand and tail broken off and seriously injured, appeared in front of Son Goku. Kakarot, you win. I'm leaving now. I will never come to Namek again. I will never go to Earth to seek revenge on you. Frieza himself didn't dare to believe his own words. I, Frieza, will never let go of a grudge, so how could I not go to Earth to seek revenge on Kakarot? Not only that, I will also bring my dad, and that annoying brother, our whole family, to take revenge on Kakarot. My dad and my brother are much stronger than me, and Kakarot will never be able to win. Son Goku knew what Frieza was thinking. After he goes back to recuperate, he will bring his dad to Earth to seek revenge on me, right? Well, I'll fulfill your wish and show you how I beat up your dad. Go away, Frieza. I have no interest in you as you are now. Walk away like a drowned dog. Frieza's heart was numb after hearing this. He was already angry enough. He stared at Son Goku fiercely, turned around and flew away, not even leaving the spaceship. Watching Frieza completely leave Namek, Son Goku exited the Kaioken state. Then he teleported back to Earth. Son Goku was not so surprised about the joining of Vegeta and Nappa, because he already knew about it. Then he took the newly joined Vegeta and Nappa into the spirit time chamber he carried with him to practice. He practiced for a year before coming out. During the year in the spirit time chamber, Vegeta and Nappa were badly abused by Son Goku, but their fighting power increased substantially. Vegeta's fighting power increased to 10 million and Nappa's fighting power was 3 million. They all have the conditions to transform into Super Saiyans. To transform into a Super Saiyan, you need a little bit, anger. Although Son Goku did not transform into a Super Saiyan with Frieza, he succeeded in the transformation in the Spirit Time Chamber. It was because he was thinking about his previous self before the time travel, the life he had lived, and the sufferings he had suffered. The more he thought about it, the angrier he became, and then he changed. Son Goku, who transformed into a Super Saiyan, had a combat power of 75 billion, and could beat Majin Buu with one hand. But considering that Frieza had a combat power of 1.2 billion, then Majin Buu's combat power was much stronger than the original, at least around 70 billion, but he still couldn't beat himself, hehe. After Vegeta and Nappa received training from Son Goku, it was Raditz and Piccolo who received training from Son Goku. In the Spirit Time Chamber, the system will not increase combat power, only in reality. This made Son Goku a little speechless. What a broken system. 1 year has passed in real time. It is October 31st, 760 AI. A huge round spaceship is traveling towards the Earth at high speed and is expected to land on the Earth in 10 minutes. The people on the spaceship are Frieza's family, Cold, Eula and Frieza. After mechanical transformation, Frieza's combat power is much stronger than a year ago, at 1.6 billion. The true combat power of Frieza's father, King Cold, is not known for the time being. Eula's combat power is about 1.7 billion. Since Eula can transform once, it is inferred that his true combat power is between 2.5 billion and 3 billion. Frieza looked at the earth through the glass window, gritting his teeth in anger. Kakarot, I've brought my father and brother here to seek revenge on you. With my dad and brother here, you, Kakarot, will never be able to beat us. Eula, who was standing aside, looked at his useless brother Frieza and felt a little disappointed. My brother. If you had worked harder, you would have surpassed Dad and me, but you did nothing. What have you done in this year except enjoying and playing? Frieza smiled and said, Brother, you and Dad are here. I don't need to practice to become stronger. Anyway, no one can beat me except you. Kurd. But, that Saiyan Kakarot defeated you. Frieza was speechless. Indeed, being beaten up by a Saiyan monkey and then being let go by that Saiyan monkey is the greatest humiliation to oneself. Dad, brother, I want you to torture Kakarot severely, and when Kakarot is tortured enough, I will kill him. Then I will destroy the earth. Kurd. Whatever you want. Eula. Dad, I can do it alone, torture Kakarot to death, and then let my brother reap the harvest. Kurd. Whatever you want. Frieza. Eula. On Earth. West City. Bulma's house. Bulma's room. Sun Wukong is sitting on the toilet, looking at the system interface in front of him. Haha, Frieza and the others are here, so let's go beat them up right after we distribute the combat power. Name. Sun Wukong. Race. Saiyan. Age. 23. Combat power. 2.5 billion. Each step increases combat power by 11 points, automatically enabled. Each breath increases combat power by 11 points, automatically enabled. Each exercise increases combat power by 12 points, automatically enabled. Every hour of sleep increases combat power by 13 points, automatically enabled. System level. 10/0/1 billion combat power. Storage combat power. 210 million. Alas, I was too busy this year and was often in the spirit time chamber teaching Krillin, Raditz, Vegeta and others, and I didn't have much time to practice properly. But 200 million combat power is enough, add it to yourself. Name. Sun Wukong. Race. Saiyan. Age. 2 years old. Combat power. 2.71 billion. Each step increases combat power by 11 points, automatically enabled. Each breath increases combat power by 11 points, automatically enabled. Each exercise increases combat power by 12 points, automatically enabled. Every hour of sleep increases combat power by 13 points, automatically enabled. System level. 10/0/1 billion combat power. Storage combat power. 0. In 1 year, Sun Wukong was completely familiar with Super Saiyan and could transform at any time. He also went a step further and could transform into Super 1 muscle state, which was stronger but a little slower. Sun Wukong had not yet cultivated Super 1 full power. He could only wait until he dealt with Frieza and the others before practicing. 8 minutes passed. In a wasteland, surrounded by rocks. Frieza's spaceship landed here. Vegeta, Krillin and others had already arrived and were hiding behind a rock. Just as he was about to go out, he found a young man suddenly appeared. He looked like Sun What when he grew up, but his hair color was different. The young man's was purple and Sun What's was blue. Sun What? Why does this brother look so much like me? Could he be my brother too? Sun Wuhan. He is wearing the clothes of Big Mom Company. Could he really be our big brother? Sun Wuhan thought to himself that it was not good. My position was not guaranteed. Sun Wudin. But the mothers never mentioned him. Bulma, Chi-Chi and Blue did not come. They were all playing mahjong at home. They don't need to worry about the battle. Trunks looked at Frieza, Kurd, and Cooler who came out of the spaceship and was very surprised. Aren't Frieza and Kurd the only ones who came to Earth? Why is there one more? Is it the reason why I came to this time and space? No matter what, get rid of them all. Frieza looked at Trunks and grinned. Dad, brother, look, an Earth that is not afraid of death appeared in front of us. Kurd. Just send someone to kill him. Cooler looked at an elite warrior with a combat power of 3000, pointed at him and said, "You. Go kill that trash." Yes. The elite warrior rushed towards Trunks, smiling ferociously. "Hey, kid, it will be fine soon, it won't hurt." Trunks had a blank expression on his face, not paying any attention to the elite warrior in front of him. Trunks pulled out the sword on his back with his right hand, and with a few slashes, he chopped the elite warrior in front of him into countless pieces. Frieza, Cold, and the father and son Gyula were a little surprised. They didn't expect that one Earth could kill an elite warrior with a combat power of 3000 in 1 second. Then, Frieza ordered, "All of you come at me, I don't believe he can deal with hundreds of you alone." Frieza didn't bring many people, only about 600 people. Hundreds of them all rushed towards Trunks. Trunks smiled contemptuously and disappeared in front of everyone in the blink of an eye. Swipe, swipe, shua shua shua. Trunks killed hundreds of Frieza's troops like cutting melons and vegetables. There was not a drop of blood on the sword. Trunks ended with a handsome sword throwing and sword collection action. "Frieza, let me tell you something. I am also the Super Saiyan that you are afraid of." Trunks shouted, "Ha!" and transformed into a Super Saiyan. The combat power is 600 million. Frieza was a little surprised to see Trunks transformed into a golden-haired man, because Frieza had never seen Son Goku become like this. It turns out that this is the look of a Super Saiyan. In other words, that Kakarot did not transform into a Super Saiyan from beginning to end, and then beat himself up. In this case, it is conceivable how powerful the Super Saiyan is. The more Frieza thought about it, the more frightened he became, and his body took 3 steps back. Kurd and Gyula were speechless when they saw Frieza's frightened look. Kurd, "Frieza, why are you afraid? Isn't it just a Super Saiyan? Let your brother solve it." Gyula, "Hurry up and get rid of him, he scared my dear brother." Gyula nodded. "Yes, father. I will get rid of him in an instant." Gyula rushed towards Trunks with a burst of energy. Trunks felt Gyula's powerful and terrifying energy, and quickly flew backwards to avoid Gyula's attack. Gyula's fist missed, making a big hole in the ground. Boom. "Boy, you hide very quickly. But you won't have a second chance to hide." Vegeta and others hiding in the dark were very surprised that the young man could actually transform into a Super Saiyan. What does this mean? It means that he must be someone's son. Could it be Kakarot's? But looking at the young man's age, it is obviously wrong. No matter whose son he is, it is impossible to explain. Krillin, everyone, that young man seems to be not as strong as Frieza and the others. Let's go out and help him, and ask about his origins by the way. Piccolo, okay. Vegeta, let's go. I've wanted to beat up Frieza for a long time. Raditz, me too. Nappa, add me in. All 3 pure-blooded Saiyans and 3 mixed-blooded Saiyans can transform into Super Saiyans. Each one is stronger than the other. Take the weakest one, Nappa, for example. His normal combat power is 30 million, and when he transforms into a Super Saiyan, it is 1.5 billion. He can beat Frieza a year ago, but Frieza is still a little short of the mark now. Only Raditz can fight. Raditz's normal combat power is 40 million, and when he transforms into a Super Saiyan, it is 2 billion, which can fight Cooler. And Vegeta, he is the one who practices the most, and has cultivated his normal combat power to 100 million, and transformed into a Super Saiyan. A Super Saiyan is 5 billion, which can easily defeat Frieza and his men. The combat power of Krillin, Tien Shinhan and Yamcha is between 10 million and 30 million, and they can also use the King Fist, which is up to 20 times. Piccolo's combat power is directly 1.8 billion, and it can reach 2 billion with full power. On Trunks' side, Trunks is being completely beaten by Cooler. Trunks wants to cry but has no tears. Because the time and space I came to have changed too much. This monster that looks similar to Frieza is too powerful, much more powerful than facing the androids. Boy, I've had enough fun. Go to hell. Furu moved at super high speed and flashed behind Trunks. He condensed a dark purple energy bullet with his left hand and threw it towards Trunks' back. At this critical moment, Super Saiyan Vegeta suddenly appeared and kicked Furu away. The energy bullet in Furu's hand also flew and hit Furu. Bang! Just this kick, Gyula was severely injured and fell to the ground. Kurd and Frieza were extremely surprised to see this situation. Vegeta, Nappa, Raditz, how could it be you? When did you become Super Saiyans? Frieza collapsed. These three pieces of trash could become Super Saiyans, and were even stronger than his brother Cooler. Just now, Vegeta kicked his brother Cooler unconscious. I regret it. I should have listened to my father and brother and practiced hard. But it's too late to say anything now. Curd. He killed Cooler in one move. That Saiyan is something. Frieza saw that his father was not afraid at all, and was interested in Vegeta and the others. It seemed that his father was really powerful. Dad, Frieza, just stand by and watch how your father defeated those Saiyans. After saying that, Curd instantly changed into the opposite gender form. The combat power is 4 billion. Hehehehe, you are the one who killed my son Cooler in one move. Curd stared at Vegeta. Vegeta said with disdain, you are Frieza's father. Judging from your strength, you are not that great. I can kill you in one move as well. Beside them, Raditz and Nappa were preparing to attack Frieza. Trunks looked at his father Vegeta. He was so strong, but why was he still killed by the androids? Wait, maybe it was because of the difference in time and space, or maybe it was because of himself, that the father here was much stronger than the father in the original time and space. Similarly, Frieza and the others, even the androids, would be even stronger. It's all my fault. Because of me, I made this time and space too chaotic. Hey kid, watch carefully, learn well, Vegeta said to Trunks. Trunks nodded and replied, okay. Piccolo and Krillin, two wise men, could see that there was some special feeling in Trunks' eyes towards Vegeta, just like a son looking at his father. Could it be that, that's not right, let's ask the young man later. Curd realized that Raditz and Nappa wanted to attack his beloved son Frieza, and in the blink of an eye he came in front of Raditz and Nappa, swept his tail and knocked them down with an infrared ray. Raditz and Nappa fell to the ground unconscious. Vegeta was furious. They dared to attack his companions when he was not paying attention. Frieza's father. Die. Vegeta fired an energy cannon. Curd saw this and felt bad. If he didn't dodge, he would die. Then he flew into the air at high speed and avoided Vegeta's energy cannon. Vegeta's energy cannon did not hit the ground, but flew towards the sky. Finally, it exploded in the universe. This Saiyan is so powerful. I guess I have to transform again. It's been a long time since I transformed. Curd exerted his strength and prepared to transform. Seeing this, Vegeta felt very bad and quickly flew towards Curd. But it was too late. Curd completed the transformation in 1 second. Curd's transformed appearance is almost the same as Gyula's. His combat power has reached 6 billion. You are very good. I was forced to transform again. Likewise, you are also the first to see this transformation of mine. So you are already honored. I don't want to play with you. Let's destroy the earth together. Curd raised his right hand, condensed a super large purple energy ball, and threw it to the ground. Frieza had already carried Gyula into the spaceship, ready to run away at any time. Kakarot, it's a pity that I couldn't kill you with my own hands. Frieza looked at the scene outside and thought of Son Goku's appearance. He felt extremely uncomfortable and simply gave up thinking about it. Piccolo and others looked at the huge energy ball slowly falling, and didn't know what to do for a moment. Vegeta, I don't know what you were doing just now. Why are you talking so much nonsense? Can't you just go straight in? Piccolo yelled at Vegeta. Vegeta was not panicked at all, and didn't care that Piccolo yelled at him. Then he smiled confidently. Haha, I knew that you frozen people would perform multiple transformations, but I didn't expect that it would end up like this. I'm really disappointed. Vegeta roared, and his muscles swelled all over his body. This is the muscle state of the Super Saiyan. The combat power has reached 6.5 billion, which is 500 million higher than Curd's combat power. Final flash wave. Vegeta stretched out his hands, condensed the energy wave, and fired it at Curd's energy ball. Call out. Boom. Curd's energy ball exploded as soon as it was touched by Vegeta's flash wave. Beautiful fireworks were set off in the air. Vegeta's flash wave did not stop and rushed towards Curd. Curd was shocked and terrified. His energy ball was easily broken and the opponent's strength was greatly enhanced. What should he do? It's over. But Curd didn't believe in evil. He stretched out his hands to resist Vegeta's flash wave. Unfortunately, He couldn't resist and was swallowed by the flash wave. Boom! The explosion sounded very pleasant to the ear. A cloud of blood mist appeared in the sky. It was Kurd. He was beaten to pieces by the flash wave. Frieza in the spaceship was scared to death. His father was dead and his brother was seriously injured and couldn't wake up. What should he do? Run away. Just when he was about to run away, he was arrested by Sun Wukong, who suddenly appeared. Hey Frieza, I have long anticipated that you would come to Earth to seek revenge on me, so I specially prepared many powerful opponents for you. How's that? Surprise. Frieza, what a surprise. Kakarot, this time you beat Kakarot. Again, let me go. I can't come back to Earth. I really won't. Why wouldn't I? I'll train for a few months and come back to find you. I don't believe I can't beat you. Let you go. Doesn't exist. You only have two choices. The first is to stay on Earth and protect it. The second is to go to Hell and reunite with your father. Frieza was silent. He didn't choose either. I am the Emperor of the universe. I will never surrender to him. Kakarot. Kakarot, what if I choose neither of them? Sun Wukong. Neither of them. Sure, I will kill you and your brother, and then make your and your brother's bodies into obedient androids. In this way, the Earth has two more powerful defenders. Frieza. Kakarot, you are so cruel. You are probably thinking of doing this, right? Kakarot, you succeeded in convincing me. I join in. But my brother, Sun Wukong, your brother has just died, there is no way to save him, so we can only make good use of his body. It's just a pity about your father's body. I was turned into ashes by Vegeta. Left over. What a pity. Frieza, is this something a human would say? Kakarot, when Trunks was about to tell Vegeta and the others that Goku would be back in 15 minutes, Goku led Frieza, who was carrying Cooler's body, down from the spaceship. Trunks was shocked. Why was Goku in Frieza's spaceship? And judging from Frieza's appearance, he seemed to have been subdued. What was going on? Why was this space-time so chaotic? Trunks was confused and had no idea what was going on. Goku saw Trunks and smiled at him, without any sign of strangeness in his eyes. This made Trunks even more confused. In other words, the Goku in this space-time knew me. Could it be that I had been here before in other spaces? No. What was going on? Sun Wukong said to everyone. Everyone, Frieza has joined our Z Warriors team. He will no longer be the Emperor of the universe, but one of us. Frieza smiled and resisted the urge to introduce himself. Hello everyone. My name is Frieza. I'm so sorry about what happened just now. It's all my fault. Vegeta. Frieza, you made a good choice. I wanted to beat you up. Raditz and Nappa, who had just woken up, saw Frieza and quickly transformed into Super Saiyans and prepared for battle. Vegeta. Raditz, Nappa, Frieza has also joined us, the battle is over. Raditz, Nappa, oh, they were shocked. What? Frieza also joined the Z Warriors team. Then our status is not guaranteed. You are the Emperor of the universe, Frieza. Sun Wukong. You guys chat with Frieza slowly, and I'll go over and chat with that guy. Vegeta and others nodded. Son Goku walked up to Trunks and whispered, your name is Trunks, right? And you're Vegeta's son. Trunks opened his eyes wide. Sure enough, Mr. Son Goku here knew him. Could it be that his self from another time and space had come here earlier? That's right, Mr. Sun Wukong, let's go over there and talk about it in detail. Sure, Trunks and Son Goku walked to about 300 meters away from Vegeta and the others. Mr. Sun Wukong, I want to ask, is it me from another time and space who has come here earlier? Otherwise, Mr. Sun Wukong would not recognize me. And the events that happened here are completely different from the events that happened in my time and space. This time when Frieza returned to Earth for revenge, it was originally only Frieza and his father, but here, there is a powerful monster that came out of nowhere. Moreover, Frieza's father is also very powerful. It's incredible. Trunks wanted to know why this time and space had changed so much. Was it because of him? Sun Wukong said, yes, you did come early. You were supposed to come 4 years later, and there was no you from another time and space who had come here. You are the first one. As for why I changed here, I don't know. By the way, let me tell you one more thing. Bulma is my wife now. Do you see the kid over there who looks like you? His name is Son Goku. Trunks looked at son Goku. He just thought that his father Vegeta and mother Bulma had given birth to him early, but it turned out that he was born to Mr. Son Goku. The names are different, but they look exactly the same, except for the hair color. Mr. Son Goku, the father here. I'm afraid he will be single for life, right? Trunks thought, this time and space is really chaotic. His mother actually married Mr. Son Goku and gave birth to another me, a me who is different in every way except appearance. I think he would, but if he worked a little harder, maybe he would find a beautiful wife. Mr. Son Goku, what you said to my mother is totally different. That's right, this is a very different time and space from the original one. It's normal for everyone's personality to change. After all, even my father has become Mr. Son Goku. Trunks did not have strange emotions like others because he changed his father, and behaved very normally. Another thing is that I came 4 years early, and Frieza and the others also came 4 years early, so, the androids will definitely come early. If it's as I expected, it should be 3 years later, that is, in the year 763 AI, the androids will appear. But considering the strength of Mr. Son Goku, his father, and his uncles, the androids are no longer a concern. Trunks took out a bottle of medicine from his bag and handed it to Son Goku. Mr. Son Goku, this is a special medicine for any disease. You died of a heart attack in your original time and space. I don't know if you will have a heart attack here, but just in case, Mr. Son Goku, you should take the special medicine. Son Goku understood that it was Trunks' good intentions, and took the special medicine from Trunks' hand. Trunks, why don't you stay here for a while? I can train you and help you become stronger. Besides, you can't beat those androids even if you return with your current strength. Trunks, thank you, Mr. Son Goku, but no, if I stay here for too long, my mother will worry about me. Moreover, the fuel for the time machine also needs to be made by the mother. Sun Wukong, the mother here is also your mother, she can also make a time machine. Trust your mother, you don't have to go back so anxiously. Trunks, I'm worried that if I leave for too long, the androids will be seriously hurt. Sun Wukong, you won't be away for too long, just 2 or 3 days, I will take you to the spirit time chamber for special training. You can also transform into the muscular form of Vegeta just now. Trunks, spirit time chamber. In his original time and space, Trunks knew the existence of the spirit time chamber, and he wanted to go there very much, but it had been destroyed long ago. If the spirit time chamber was still there, he could really defeat androids 17 and 18 if he worked hard to practice. In that case, thank you very much Mr. Sun Wukong. You're welcome. After all, you're my son. Trunks was speechless. Yes, in this time and space, he was indeed his son. Piccolo, who was 300 meters away, heard the conversation between Son Goku and Trunks clearly. It was too unbelievable to be believed. Trunks is the son of Vegeta and Bulma. But the Trunks in this time and space is the son of Son Goku and Bulma, and his name is different. He is called Son Goku. In other words, Trunks has 2 fathers at once, and both are biological fathers. Good man, this is outrageous. Piccolo took a breath of cold air. This was the most outrageous thing he had ever encountered. Afterwards, Trunks personally told everyone about the androids. 3 years later, at around 10 a.m. on October 31, 763 Aki, 2 young androids will wake up and wreak havoc in the city. They are very powerful. In Trunks' time and space, Trunks can barely deal with one. After learning about it, everyone was not afraid at all, but very excited. Everyone was like a chicken blood, and went back to their own homes, starting a 3-year training to prepare for dealing with the androids 3 years later. Trunks did not leave, and followed Son Goku to the spirit time chamber to train for a year, which was only 1 day in the outside world. During the year, Son Goku taught Trunks seriously and fought with Trunks from time to time. Trunks could not survive a single move from Son Goku. After 3 months of training, he could only survive 3 to 6 moves from Son Goku. This made Trunks very happy. Because Mr. Son Goku in this time and space was so powerful that he could knock himself down with a few moves without even transforming into a Super Saiyan. 3 more months passed, and Trunks could transform into a Super Saiyan 1 muscle form, and could fight the normal Son Goku for 300 rounds without losing. Another 3 months passed. Trunks's power increased a lot, allowing Son Goku to use double Kaioken to deal with it. After fighting for dozens of moves, Sun Wukong used the triple Kaioken to kick Trunks down. Then he said seriously, "Trunks, you are too obsessed with strength, causing you to not notice that your own speed has decreased. You shouldn't just improve your strength, you should also focus on speed. There are still 3 months left. During this time, you must maintain the Super Saiyan state, and I will be with you." Son Goku began to study the full power state of Super Saiyan 1. In order to achieve the full attack rate of Super Saiyan 1, one must empty his mind and body and be one with all things in nature. Trunks got up and nodded. "Okay, Brother Goku." It was Son Goku who asked Trunks to call him Brother Goku, so that it showed that they have a very good relationship. Calling him Mr. Son Goku all the time would be very unfamiliar, right? The last 3 months, Trunks and Son Goku maintained their Super Saiyan status, even when eating, sleeping, practicing and bathing. Gradually, Son Goku and Trunks found that their own fighting power had increased significantly. The power emitted by a full-strength burst of energy was even more terrifying, and it was unknown how much stronger it was than the muscle form. The 1-year period has expired. Son Goku and Trunks left the Spirit Time Chamber and appeared in Bulma's room. Bulma already knew that Trunks was his son, which made Bulma shocked and happy. Seeing the blonde Trunks, Bulma wanted to go over to say hello, but was stunned again. "What's the matter? My son has become a bad boy when he grew up." "Blonde hair," Son Goku explained at this time. "Bulma, we are in the Super Saiyan status, don't think your son is a bad boy." Chi-Chi. "Yes, Sister Bulma, and even if Goku has blonde hair when he grows up, so what? Look how handsome he is." Chi-Chi can allow others to be blonde delinquents, but she can't allow her own Gohan to be a blonde delinquent. She will definitely go crazy and curse Son Goku. Bulma. "Okay, but I have a question. You said your name is Trunks, did you change your name when you grew up? Doesn't the name Son Goku sound good?" Bulma looked at Trunks. Trunks was embarrassed and confused. "What's this? I am indeed my mother's son, but my name is not Son Goku, my name is Trunks." Son Goku. "Haha Bulma, because Goku liked a mysterious kingdom called Atlantis when he grew up, so he gave himself a name, Trunks, to commemorate it." Bulma nodded. "Oh, I see. I have to say, the name Trunks is very nice, so Goku's nickname will be Trunks from now on." Trunks. Brother Wukong is really cool. I even believed it when I made it up. Mom, I'll be back in 2 days, otherwise my mom will be worried if I play for too long. Trunks exited the Super Saiyan state, and his purple hair fell down. Bulma looked at Trunks with long hair and said, "Trunks, your hair is really long, come on, I'll take you to get your hair cut." Trunks. "Oh. Bulma didn't care how long Trunks played, he could play as long as he wanted and come whenever he wanted, because this was his home. "Goku, I've been very angry these days. Come with me to my room and help me cool down." Chi-Chi walked over and pulled Goku out of Bulma's room. Goku. Lan Chi saw Chi-Chi pulling Son Wukong away and was about to leave too, but suddenly she sneezed, "Achoo." The blonde Lan Chi made a brilliant appearance. "Chi-Chi, how dare you eat alone? I will never agree to this." Lan Chi walked out the door and ran quickly to Chi-Chi's room. The next day, November 2nd, in a large park in the western capital. Goku, Vegeta, Krillin and others were playing happily together. Suddenly, in the sky, a round spaceship was landing towards the park. Frieza looked up and knew that it was his men who had come. "Haha, it's my men who came to see me, I'll go take a look." Piccolo, Krillin and others, let's go take a look too. Soon, the spaceship landed. The door opened. 2 Saiyans and a group of aliens got off the spaceship. When one of the 2 Saiyans, the old Saiyan, saw Frieza, he was panicked and took 3 steps back in fear. "Lord Frieza, why are you on Earth?" Paragus hid behind Brawly and said to Frieza. Frieza laughed and said, "Why am I here? It's all because of you Saiyans. You Saiyans are really hateful. By the way, who are you?" Frieza realized that he had never seen the 2 Saiyans in front of him. There was another thing, how come there were still Saiyans alive? Didn't I destroy planet Vegeta completely? I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.